Hey everybody, welcome to the Oakland A's franchise on MLB The Show 23. We're in Season 2. We have opened the year with a 1-2 record, and we're about to begin our first scouting session of the season. We didn't really pick up anybody in free agency that I see as a long-term fixture for this team. Now that we have a draft under our belt in this series, it seems like we have a few players that will count on for the future of this team. Tyler Soderstrom and Aaron Don are two of the big ones. So if we want to think about what positions we need to target for scouting, as I've gone through the team, I think we can certainly consider pitching, and we should probably look into finding some more relief talent, considering we only have 3 players above a C potential, and one, Rich Cuevas, is very far away from the major leagues. But catcher is certainly a spot we don't need to think about. Tyler Soderstrom is actually going to play first base for us, but I think Shea Langoliers and Daniel Susac take care of this. So you might not need first baseman either if we're considering that Soderstrom probably plays there. I do think at second base we have a couple prospects I like. Robert Passan, we got to see him last year, but I'll probably look for some middle infielders. I think that's a really good place for us to try to find switch hitting contact players that fit into the style I want this team to have. And it feels like we have a lot of outfielders. Aaron Don is the big one. There's Justin Dean, Christian Franklin. You know, it's hard to say how many of these guys are going to carve out major roles. So I feel like outfield is still on the table, but I'd like to focus a little bit more this season on the middle infield. Logan Davidson's our top prospect there, but we could certainly afford to get better. I might stick with the same scouts that we had last year. I feel like it's a good blend of efficiency and discovery, and I feel like now that I know a little bit more about the system, we'll be able to do even more with these 3. Yep, second base is actually one of the lowest rated positions on the team, so that starting pitcher is an option, relief pitcher as well as only 22nd. Closer is actually a very low one, but I'm not really sure, like, is it important to focus on closers instead of relievers? You can change people's position and stuff like that, so I don't put too much stock into that option. I think I'll pick left field, though, because I'll probably look at some more outfielders this season. And most of what we do is going to be scouting positions instead of prospects, and we'll start off here with Leo Ikeda, who is our best pitching scout. And apparently we've had the draft lottery done. We're going to be picking at 3. We had the second worst record last year, so a little bit unlucky in the lottery, but we'll pick at 3. So we want to figure out who is the big prospect that we can take there. We have some starting pitchers in this range, a lot of closers as well. 3 in the top 5, at least on this initial board. So we have Joe Michael here, the number 1 prospect, a starting pitcher from Massachusetts. Very good future projections on velocity, break, strikeout per 9. He looks like an elite player that might not even fall to 3 for us, unfortunately. Andres Nunez from Puerto Rico, Newton McKinney's from Oklahoma. So the first thing I do here is try to figure out where like all these prospects are from to hopefully scout position by a region where we can cover a lot of ground. And I think we will start off with the starting pitchers in the Eastern region. There are a few here in the top 20. And then looking at some of the second basemen, I really want to find some switch hitting prospects if possible. And we have a lot of options here in the international region, so that'll be our second focus. So how do we handle Andy Kaminsky early on? Because his efficiency is low. He's really just good at discovering players. And I didn't really mess around too much with discovering new prospects. And I wasn't quite sure how necessary it was to find more. But it does like separate this pretty nicely. Pitcher, catcher, infield, outfield. So we're able to hopefully find some more players this way. And that's it for our first scouting session of the season. We are on to the second series of the year as we wrap up a split here against the Chicago White Sox. So, you know, we lost the 2 games that I played, but won the 2 that we simulated. So maybe I should just not play any games this year. Cody Bellinger hits his first Oakland A's home run. Chicago's defense cost them with 2 errors, and Ken Waldachuk was pretty solid. Why did Gunnar Hogland go to the bullpen? That's right. Hogland got pushed there when Blackburn got hurt. I was hoping to make his MLB debut today starting. Instead, it throws him out there in the bullpen. Anyway, we'll continue on against the Houston Astros, where we dropped the first 2 against them. And now Gunnar Hogland does have a start coming up. Let's play this one. So it's still going to be his starting debut, and he's been the most intriguing starting pitching prospect we've come across so far in the franchise. He had a terrific season last year down at AA, had a late call up to AAA, where he again played really well in a few starts, and then in spring training, he had 1 start there at the end against the Rockies. 6 scoreless, I think 1 hit allowed, maybe 2 hits. And I wanted to have at least 1 really young prospect on this roster to get a look at, and he ends up being the one. So he did make his debut in the bullpen, but this is his starting debut. This is a big deal. And it's not exactly the easiest test. He looked really good against the Colorado Rockies spring training lineup. Well, now it's the Houston Astros. Did they win the World Series in this franchise last year? I think that's back-to-back titles for them. So, really good litmus test to see where exactly he's at here early in his career. Only a 68 overall. But every time I've played with him, which admittingly isn't a lot, it's been really impressive. And I feel like his command is one of his top skills right now as a young player, and that's a pretty good starting point when you already have the command taken care of as he walks the first batter he faces. Maybe that's not totally accurate. And then we got Jose Abreu at the plate. And that one is hammered foul. There you go, on the outside corner. That's what I found with Hogland. He's very good at hitting those locations. And he picked up a lot of strike 3s looking. That's off the glove, only out at second, and they do turn 2. Despite the immediate bobble there by Nick Gordon. And I keep talking about, his defense might not be that great. I really should be finding him playing time in the outfield, but I feel like the outfield's just so crowded right now. I think ideally maybe second base for him and not so much at third or short. He plays all the positions pretty much, just not all that well. Should probably be careful with that fastball against Jordan, but it is going to be a good first inning for Gunnar Hogland. He faces the minimum. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I just remembered the feedback I got that it's actually Gunnar Hogland, and I just found his a video of him getting drafted to kind of confirm that. So I'm sorry, Gunnar Hogland, who gets ahead of Kyle Tucker. And how about us getting 2 in the first inning off of Clayton Kershaw? So I know I didn't do a lot of this in Season 1, but I really enjoy supplementing the full games with player lock when it's time to really focus on an individual, whether it's because they're having a really good year or a really down season. There's a lot of baseball to play during the year, but I find that playing, select games, as he picks up a strikeout of Kyle Tucker, and there's the first big league strikeout for Gunnar Hogland. But I just find this really helps kind of continue the story along. It's obviously going to be faster to go player lock than do the entire game where he is starting. So we'll do player lock here and find more stuff to fill out the episode. But I'd say that like 30 to 50 minute episode is kind of the sweet spot. And I've always made kind of longer form content. And it's only gotten longer as time has gone on, as I don't like cutting a lot of stuff out. I try to show a lot of detail. Let's see if he hits that inside corner. And he pops him up over to first base. And that's 2. So I think the main thing is, the control, oddly enough, is what's kind of holding him back here a little bit. Just falling behind in the count. Got Jeremy Pena now. World Series MVP. And Hogland again falling behind. There you go. Good slider as he comes back with 2 straight strikes. Missed with the slider, and now 3-2 with McCormick on deck. Hogland grounded to third. Clean play by Gordon for a 1-2-3 second. Oh, I saw the Astros have 2 errors, so it's possible we scored not because of our incredible offense we've constructed, but because of defensive miscues again. Jeez, McCormick has 3 homers in his last 4 games. He's hitting .364. Maybe this isn't the break in the lineup I kind of thought it could be. That's lifted to right center, getting over. This one is tracked down. Right on the outside corner. He does that so well for a young 68-year overall player. I almost said he was 68 years old. I don't think he's quite there. 0-2 and missed. Wow, he went around on that. He didn't even locate that one nicely. Let's go top of the 4th now. Facing the top of the order once again. Only 1 base runner reached there in the first trip, and that was the walk to Altuve. Got the inside edge right there for strike 2. 1-2. Got him with a perfect changeup on the outside corner. What a pitch. We are looking for those prospects that can take us into the future. Ooh, almost had that one, did Seth Brown. Gunnar Hogland looks like he could be one of those players, and now Seth Brown takes care of that one instead. We are almost through 4. Let's be a little extra careful this time against Jordan. And okay, 1 pitch. Hogland covering. It's a 1-2-3 4th. On the ground and into center. There is the first hit for the Astros. It comes here in the 5th inning. Still, though, he's faced the minimum through 4. We'll see if he can get that ground ball double play. Pitching ahead of Alex Bregman. On the ground, right to second base, and that is another double play. And he throws it perfectly on the outside. Some guys throw a slider you can't really trust. Catches too much of the plate. That's not happening here with Hogland. It just kind of seems like the fastballs I'm trying to throw early in counts aren't as consistent, but he's putting it together despite falling behind a lot of the hitters he's faced. Already facing Jeremy Pena again, and he's fallen behind 3-0. And that is going to be his 2nd walk of the day. First pitch slider misses. I'm interested to check out the analysis on his stuff once we get through his start. It's a little unconventional with how many times he's falling behind batters, but the strikes he is getting, they're ones that are really tough to get to. Come on, I need that one. Already 1 on here. We'll go change up away 3-1. Way out in front. That looked like me swinging, like my first swing of the day sometimes. 3-2 to McCormick. Wow. Hoping the bottom of the order doesn't start a rally here for Houston, but 2 on and 2 down. Here's Diaz. Right on the outside once again. He jumps ahead 0-2. Wow. He's not even getting these close ones. That should have been strike 3, inning over. Instead, into center and caught. Hogland's thrilled with it. 5 scoreless here against the Astros in his starting debut. And the A's, can they get a run? We got 3 more. We're facing Clayton Kershaw in this one, too. The Astros went and got him. And now it's 5-0. Hogland into the 6th. And a base hit into right. So I think our goal now is to make it through this inning. Leave the team in good shape to hopefully go grab a win. 3rd trip through the order now. We'll see if Hogland can continue his dominance. Rocket to left field. Hooking. Foul off the wall. That one did catch a bit too much of the plate. 0-2. Altuve chops it weakly, but only 1 play. You went to second with it? There's no chance. No way. You had to charge that so far, and there's good speed on first base. You cannot do that. So, 2 on, nobody down. This is a little dangerous suddenly. Was hoping we can maybe avoid facing Alvarez with a second double play and then getting Abreu, but don't like our chances of a triple play. And that is a base hit left field. And they'll hold the runner. The bases are loaded now for Yordan Alvarez. Hogland in his first big league jam against one of the best players in the American League. Okay. Let's see what the rookie can do here. In there for a strike. Let's go change up this time away. Oh, he held back that time. Or not. Is there like... Is he actually going around? Or like, am I just not able to see these animations play out from that angle? Like, he did not go at all. 0-2 to Yordan Alvarez. Missing outside. I can never get this slider to hit. I throw this one all the time. The hit rate is so absurdly low on hitting that outside corner with it. 1-2. Missed with the changeup. And he struck him out on the two-seam fastball. There is one. Still loaded now for Kyle Tucker. 83 pitches in. He misses low. Misses with the changeup. Hey, it's like our 7th 2-0 count today. Big deal. That one's in. Uh-oh. Deep to right field. Hit pretty well. Caught by Butler. And a tag up from third will bring home a run for Houston. So there goes the shutout for Hogland. But you don't go into a game hoping for a shutout when you're a 68 overall against the Astros. So close to getting out of here. Missed inside. Fastball command is just a little lacking. 1-1. Ooh, right down the middle, but swung through it. He was late. 1-2. Got him with a perfect changeup. Hogland goes 6, only allowing the 1, looking really good in the process. And I imagine he's pulled or not yet. So in player lock, the managerial decisions now come down to the CPUs. So I would have probably pulled him there, but we got the bottom of the order. Maybe he can go 7. Pena to left. I think he's under this one a bit too much. And that's 1. And now facing Diaz. We have 2 down here in the 7th. Nearly 100 pitches, and he's 1 strike away from ending this. Uh-oh. Deep to right field. That could be trouble. And it's out of reach for Butler. Diaz into second. Maybe shouldn't have thrown the slider there with the low confidence. And that is going to do it. They're back to the top of the order, and Gunnar Hogland's day is done. But a phenomenal start. Crowd seems to be behind him. Every time we spotlight him, he shows us something promising. And this beats everything else that we've seen because it's against the defending champions. This isn't the Rocky spring training team. It's not AA anymore. That was the real deal. Let's move on to the 9th inning. A 4-run lead, and here is Zach Jackson in to hopefully end this one. Great day for Gunnar Hogland, making his Major League starting debut. And now Jackson trying to show he's a much different pitcher this season. Bregman gone on strikes. Pena can't catch up, and he's behind 0-2. Did he go? Apparently! There's no chance he did, but there's something off in this game with the check swing animation and the check swing appeals. Mainly on the CPU side of things. And now it's all up to Chas McCormick. On the ground to Nick Madrigal, and the Oakland A's wrap up a 6-2 victory. What a win for Gunnar Hogland, shutting down the Houston Astro offense. So far, the decision to keep him on the big league roster is absolutely the correct one. Final line for Hogland. He pitches 6 2/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, striking out 5, walking 3, and allowing just the 1 run. He did throw 61% strikes, 41% on the slider, had very good command of his changeup, and 53% on that two-seamer. So the two-seam, I mean, they went 0 for 7 hitting it, but not as consistent finding the zone with it, at least. And if you just look at the strike zone, I mean, there are very few balls there that are over the plate. He does not miss over the plate very often. But that, everybody, may not even be the biggest debut of the day. This episode's title and everything is going to focus on the debut of #1 pick for us last year, Aaron Don. Our first rounder has 70 overall with A potential. He was one of the best players in last year's draft class. An outfielder with exceptional contact skills. The power really isn't there yet, but great plate vision. I think you hope he becomes a 300 hitter or very close to that. And he has very good speed. His fielding skills are all right when the ball is in the air, but doesn't have a very strong arm, and that's why I have his training set right now to work on that arm. I don't want another series where all my outfielders have noodle arms. The prospect spotlights this year are going to be really interesting. Aaron Don is one of those players that could be on the fast track to the big leagues, like we've seen in real life with Zach Neto with the Angels, who's played like 42 career minor league games. Aaron Don. The game is basically telling me to call him up already. He's a 70 overall. He has major league hitting skills, it looks like, already. But his potential is in the high 90s. And my goal is to hopefully get him there. And hopefully the most efficient, fastest way possible. Aaron Don. First trip here into the batter's box in Double-A. Up the middle, a slow one. And out at first. Didn't hit that one particularly hard. And playing center field here, coming in for this one. He's going to take care of it, but play it on a bounce. Oh, I didn't realize there was a runner on first. That's on me. Now, his contact versus left skill is a lot lower, so this is not even the best showcase, unfortunately, as we go lefty-lefty. 58 contact against left-handed pitchers, but in the 70s against righties. On the ground and right at second base for a second time. Good location to hit, good swing, just can't do a lot with it there either. We only have 1 hit. This Kenny Hernandez is shutting us out right now, shutting us down completely. And he's 0 for 3. Can't leave the infield yet. Yes, there's a new pitcher in as we advance to the 8th inning. We still... Oh, we're winning, by the way. It's 1-0. We're not being shut out. That's them. Maybe I'm thinking of the Sidney Jean-Charles series when he did play for Springfield. We have 4 hits. Not much offense. Don into center. He didn't hit that one hard either. None of these have been hit hard. Bottom 9 with 2 down, and Don is underneath it, and it's a 1-0 win for Midland. All right, that's not what I was looking for. Run that back. And it's day 2 for Aaron Don, taking on Springfield once again. Going to left field, down for a hit. I didn't like the way that one came off the bat either, but it's a base hit. Don takes off. So strike him out, but Don in at second base with a steal. I feel like if you watch my Rockies franchise, Aaron Don fits exactly what we got from Brandon Nimmo in that series. And now, here's Luis Estrella, a really fun player. Elite speed, power that I think will play in the majors. Base hit to right, and here comes Don, and he is in there. Luis Estrella is somebody we'll talk about as well in this series, and he manages to pick up his first RBI right there. Top of the second, and Don up once again. Not falling for that one. Ooh, that's the hardest hit ball he's had this entire time. And it almost hit the third base coach. 3-2 with 2 away. Jumps on this one, deep to right field. Back at the wall, but enough room to secure it. Now, right now, I am trying to train his throwing arm a bit, just to give him more flexibility, and that goes into left field, and it'll be extras. Aaron Don, second hit of the day, and this time it's a stand-up double. If the fielding shows some good progress there, I'll probably begin to go to the power side of things. I do want to get that a little bit better, at least into like the 50s. I know that if you can get it there with a high-contact player, you can find a way to create home runs. I also wonder, because his contact ratings are imbalanced, where the contact versus righties is much higher, how that hitting stat against lefties is going to develop. Because if you just struggle against lefties, hit like 190, well, it's not going to get better. I love that it's not just the matter of getting high potential. You still got to play well. You still got to hit lefties well if you're going to develop as a left-handed hitter against lefties. Rolling this one over to second base, but already a couple good hits in this one. You can only make so many assumptions inside of the show. At the end of the day, production is what is rewarded. The only thing I don't like is the potential rating having not being more flexible. All right, we might get a chance to see his arm on display now. They will wave the runner home. Don's throw doesn't come in there with a lot of velocity, and the runner is safe. And they're going to test him again. Now, putting his whole body into it, they never had a chance. All right, Aaron Don's arm, not great. We're more concerned with his offense anyway. Here we are tied, top of the 10th. Kind of missed an opportunity there. Both of his hits have gone the other way. Trying to at least advance the runner. Going to right and through, base hits. They'll wave the runner. And he's safe at home. Aaron Don puts Midland in front. I'm really bad there about getting the extra base because I'm not sure if they are actually going to try going home or not. And sometimes in this game, it's hard to start running towards a base and then turn around. Like, you have to finish these animations and it takes forever. So I'm worried about getting outs on the bases more so than maximizing getting that extra base from time to time. We do pick up the win. Aaron Don, with a 3-hit day, hits the game-winning RBI in the 10th inning. Not a bad second game. In his second career minor league game, Aaron Don is your player of the game. Right now, they have Aaron Don as the number 6 prospect in all of baseball. And throughout the seasons in this series, we'll find those minor league standouts and spend some time with them just like we did today. Let me know what you think of those player lock prospect spotlights. But now it's time for us to get back to the big league level. We take on the White Sox and drop those first 2, so yet to win a series this year. And it's time to scout. Honestly, there might not be a whole lot to do because we scout, 23 pitchers, 11 second basemen. But, we're not getting a ton of data on those players, so it might actually be better to just stick with it for a couple weeks. Here is some of the progress that we were able to make. Only 38 interest here, but now ranked 12 on our board. Damian Dutzman? That doesn't feel right. I don't know what his last name, how to pronounce that. But impressed with anybody that ends up higher on our board than the MLB board, but you'd have to work on that interest considerably. We're going to switch our second base scouting to Eastern region shortstops because the top 3 here are all in the East. And the second basemen, at least that we got to scout there, were a little underwhelming. Our other scout did find a couple outfielders. Not a lot of information here, but James Tharp does have a spot now in our top 150. and offensively doesn't seem to have a huge ceiling, but maybe some of those ratings end up being okay, and you combine that with good defense and elite speed. We'll have our third scout this week. I want to focus on one player here in particular, and this is Mauricio Santana. He's a first baseman, not a big area of need, but projected to have a ton of power, and somebody I just need some more info on. Continuing on here in the month of April, we lose to the St. Louis Cardinals. This was Gunnar Hogland's second start. And again, looks like he did a pretty good job, and we just didn't get him the run support. He goes 6 1/3 innings, does allow 10 base runners, only allows 2 and strikes out 4. Justin Dean goes yard, and that was the only run we scored all game. Luke Weaver has tore his hamstring. He will be out 1 to 2 months. And that is bad news for us. Suddenly, there's a hole in the middle of our rotation that needs to be filled either by Kyle Muller, Chris Archer, who at least has pitched pretty well this year, or we got to go down to AAA and figure it out from here. And we have, Hogan Harris pitched at the big league level last year. There's JT Ginn. Depends if it's easier for us to call up a reliever or starter, and there are more starters, I think, here to use, so we might have to just bring up JT Ginn, and I think that's what we're going to do. Oh, he's not on the 40-man, so let's get him on the 40-man. We'll move Jack Cushing up, as he did start the season pretty strong at AA, and I think we'll bump up Elliott Hughes then. I know that there's a lot of feedback about not having guys at single A. At the end of the day, it just became kind of a numbers game, and I filled those rosters, and I wasn't sure if, like, a 58 overall, will he develop better at single A or playing at double A? But we will get him some innings there immediately, it sounds like. JT Ginn joins the starting rotation. And Elliott Hughes, he's a very key prospect for us. One of our 3 A potential players in the whole organization. And now he becomes a AA starter. The Oakland A's enter at 5-8, just like the Arizona Diamondbacks, as we get into a new game. And the rain is falling for this one. There's Brian Anderson, who has been one of our better offensive performers early in the season. And we'll be having Ken Waldichuk take the mound for us. Can Kenny take that step this year? Last season, sent him down to the minor leagues, got him some extra experience, got his ratings up a little bit, making his 3rd start now of the season. And here is our feature game of the day. Hopefully I can score a couple runs this time. Last episode didn't have much. And the Diamondbacks get their offense started with a quick base hit. I'll do my best to adapt the pacing of this season. I know year 1 was meant to be fast because there just wasn't a lot to talk about, and it was year 1 with the Oakland A's. There's a bit more to do here in season 2, and I don't want to just blaze through it. But, we end up being, 22 and 40. At that point, maybe you do speed it up considerably. There's a strikeout for Waldichuk. And now Lourdes Gurriel Jr. That's a good pitch. Didn't get the call. Always leave your feedback about how you're enjoying things, if I need to speed it up or slow it down, or what you want to see. There's a lot going on here in a franchise. You got AA, AAA, majors, and I just want to give you guys the best experience here I can. Now, I didn't see McCarthy there take off, but like I'd have thrown him out anyway. That's strike 2 on Gurriel. We do find ourselves in last place right now in the AL West as Gurriel takes the slurve low. Count has gone full. Waldichuk did not get him to go, and that's a walk. First and second now with one down for Christian Walker. 2-1 from Waldichuk. It is in there for strike 2. Trying to get a strikeout or a ground ball. Got him looking with a slurve. Tough hitter now in Ketel Marte, hitting 5th for some reason. 308. Wish the CPU did a better job of reorganizing their lineups and accounting for players that are struggling or playing really well. That's going to be foul. On the ground, Marte gets it through, and McCarthy will make his way around third base. It is 1-0 Snakes. And that's the value of having somebody with the speed of Jake McCarthy. Gets on base with a sharp single, steals second, scores on a hit. You know, we're not a team that's going to be top 10 in home runs probably at any point in this series. So we've got to find a way to do more with speed and contact, running the bases well. 0-2 to Moreno. That's a soft tapper. Peterson will make the play, and the top of the first is finally complete. We'll face the lefty, Matthew Boyd, making his third start. 8 strikeouts in 12 innings, a 1.75 whip. And here's Aledmys Diaz hitting just 179 so far. And notice going through our stats, we're not hitting a very high amount of home runs whatsoever. I think 1 for Teoscar Hernandez, 1 or 2 for Cody Bellinger. You can probably guess who leads the team. That's into center. Hit weakly. And Diaz flies out. Brian Anderson is hitting .324, Seth Brown .340, and then Langoliers and Gordon both respectable averages as well. But a few guys also really struggling. Missing high, and Anderson gets ahead. Just 1 homer, 6 RBIs for Teoscar Hernandez through 12 games. 3-1. And Anderson reaches. Obviously, Hernandez was coming off a down season, and that's why we were able to bring him here. Only signed him for 3 years, $20 million, but hoping that he's not done displaying that power that made him an exciting addition to the Mariners in the first place. That's at the knees. 94 power against lefties. This is the ideal matchup. Deep to right center field. Anderson rounding second, and Hernandez leaves the building. A 2-run shot, and the A's take the lead. Holy Toledo indeed. Teoscar Hernandez finally gets that ideal matchup. Kind of a soft tosser, lefty and Matthew Boyd, and he's been leaving them over the plate. Who doesn't love a 93-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle? Seth Brown got one as well, but popped it up. Seth does lead the team in home runs with 3. And then it feels like Shea's making good progress here in the first couple weeks of the season. Still trying to work his power or his contact up more so, but 262 is a nice average for him. I think if I had to put out a goal, I'd love to see him work from a 220 hitter to more of a 240 if he keeps that same power. Way up there, and Shea works it full. And he missed inside. And then 271 hitting Nick Gordon. I don't like having too many lefties here to face a left-handed starter, but Gordon does have decent contacts. I'll take a look, too, once we have much more sample of what our numbers against lefties actually break down to. I love seeing those splits. This game, I've noticed, always does a really good job of rewarding when you're hitting a certain handedness pitcher well. And that's going to be the last out here in the first. But a pretty good start. Wait a minute. Did he just get hurt? Okay, I guess I have to make a pitching change. And we're going to have to... Our long relievers are also gassed going into this. This is not good. I think we'll start out here with Chris Archer and just see what he's got left in the tank. But, man, that's horrible timing. I thought the rain delay might happen and mess with things, but no, it's an injury. I skipped it too quickly to even see what happened to him. 1-2. Bader to right field. Base hit. I have no clue what to expect from Archer in this game, but he's just not coming in rested. This can ruin your whole week. We have to use the whole bullpen here. That's a drive to center. Dean will run all the way to the track, and he has to play it off the wall. And a run will score. I thought he was going to get there. Already one home for the Snakes, and that is up and away from Archer. I'm not even sure if he can handle the third inning. Or this one. On the ground, and Diaz will make the play at short, and we get out of here after the Diamondbacks tie the game. That'll bring up Justin Dean, who comes in hitting 182. See, I wish we had a big scoreboard out there for me to be able to check the stats. It's way over there. I have to hit a foul ball just to see it. You can bet when I make that new stadium, it's going to have a big scoreboard where I can read the stats whenever I'm playing. It's just so convenient. On the ground and rolled to third. Dean retired. Only a 0.83 average here for Nick Madrigal. So I say he's one of those first players that's on that bubble where we might try to send him down to AAA, bring somebody else up. Madrigal hits softly. 98 vision, 73 power, or 73 contacts. Like, if you're not going to hit home runs, which Madrigal certainly will not, you've got to find a way to reach base. Into center field, and this one does not drop in. Well, we're going to see if Archer can go one more. I do have Denelson Lamet actually warming up because he has more stamina than the other relievers, and I feel like he might be good for 2 innings. Hopefully we don't have to use literally everybody, but not like we have a World Series to chase this year. I do want to see us raise our win total a decent amount, though. I want to feel like we're making some progress. And that's a lazy fly ball for Dean. Ahead of Christian Walker, and here is the 1-2. Ooh, really good pitch from Archer. Kind of seems like he's doing a better job here in this inning as opposed to the second. Going again and fouled off. Got him that time, eventually striking out Walker. Ooh, got one there. A gifted strike 2 call on Ketel Marte. Here is the 0-2. Fouled off. Wow, really good pitch. And that's hit weakly. Madrigal will take care of it. Nice job by Archer. Cold zones everywhere. The one hot zone right down the middle. Diaz deep to left center field, but not deep enough. Out number 1. Might be a little greedy here, but I want to keep Archer out there. His stamina's around half, but I want to see if he can get us through at least one more. Ooh, right by him. Diaz will make the play behind second, and the throw is in time. We're already getting that tired alert. Well, he threw a perfect pitch. Maybe he's not that tired. He's at like half. Got him looking. Strike 3 on Bader. That'll bring up Corbin Carroll. Watch out, bullpen catcher. That was hit pretty hard. Base hit to center. He's got 99 speed as well. A lot of speed here on the D-backs. There's a good strike 3 on Perdomo. And Archer comes in, giving us some nice innings while we had to adjust to the injury to Ken Waldichuk. Bottom 4 now, and here is Seth Brown to lead things off. Just have loved hitting with him in this series. I'm so comfortable with his swing. Just a bit out in front of that curve. Ooh, that was center cut. He's just throwing fastballs in the zone, and he's getting away with it sometimes. Got jammed. That was ugly. Starting to hear the thunder in here. I wonder if we might see a rain delay pretty soon. Base hit for Nick Gordon. Let's see if we get a little two-out rally going here. Dean behind the fastball. Hit it weakly, and Boyd will gather it and finish off the fourth. Still tied at 2. We'll make the move here and put in Dinelson Lamet. Does have, I believe, 41 stamina, so if we're lucky, he might go 2. Don't want to see Archer stay out there. If they're already giving me the tired notification, want to see if I can win these games here. But this would be like the kind of game where afterwards you got to go and bring somebody up from AAA just to throw some innings the next game. Strike 3, looking for Dinelson Lamet. Down the line, a fair ball. Gordon trying to cut this one off, and it will be a base hit. That's hit hard, and right at Peterson, he begins the 5-4-3 double play. Peterson's defense is great, but he's also hitting pretty well this season, around 250. That's into center, and should be an easy play. We have been really good in the games I've played this year at hitting it right at people. If we could find some space out there, that'd be great. Just 2 hits for us in this one. Madrigal down the line, a fair ball. He needed one like that. He'll hustle into second, and he's in there with a double. Top of the order trying to bring him around. Here is Aledmys Diaz. Up high. Ah, come on. Grounded by Diaz, and he's out. We wasted so many extra base hits in that opening day episode. I want to cash this one in. Can Anderson deliver a hit? That's strike 1. Late on the fastball, and that was our best chance. I always go contact swing here, 0-2, and it nearly hits him. Base hit center field, and we'll wave home Madrigal. We do not waste the double this time. Anderson delivers. That's baseball right there. I love it. This has been one of our best additions so far this year. I believe on a 2-year, $6 million contract. Just a player that is average at least in every department. I feel like you can definitely make a lot of progress rebuilding a team like this with those kinds of skill sets. Ooh, good sinker away, and Hernandez strikes out to finish the 5th. But thanks to Brian Anderson and the double by Madrigal, we've grabbed ourselves a second lead today and hope we can protect it. We got a few innings out of Archer, hoping for 2 from Lamet. If we can do that, we'll be right on schedule. I got Anthony K warming up. I don't want to see K face the top of their order. I just don't trust him there yet. So I think K would get the 7th unless this inning goes a while. Whatever it is, I just don't want him to face the 1 through 4. All right, that was an ugly walk for Lamet. There we go, getting ahead of Ketel Marte. 1-2. Caught too much of the plate. Base hit left field. And the Diamondbacks have 2 on. Could really use one of those ground balls. Gabriel Moreno, 0 for 2 with a couple ground outs. Just make him do what he's already done twice. Only hitting 100 with runners in scoring position. In the air for Gordon and Wright. And he'll make the play. Runner trying to advance, and Madrigal's relay will not be in time. Harrison Bader now with 1 down, and not a guy you're going to count on doubling up. Madrigal got it, and that's the 2nd out. Corbin Carroll. He's not a switch hitter, right? Yeah, he's a lefty. Okay. I think we bring in Anthony Kay then and have him start off next inning, bottom of their order. So if I bring him in for the next inning, I should be able to sub him out if like he allows a leadoff single. Because the batter minimum doesn't matter, right, when you finish off an inning with a pitcher. Assuming we can get Carroll here. 0-2. Ooh, barely. Oh, into the backstop it goes. And the runner at first will advance. I got really carried away with that one. I'm going to blame myself because he fouled off a bunch of close ones, and so I made sure he wouldn't be able to hit that one. 1-2. Carroll's gone. The A's maintain their one-run lead. I was hoping we could do a little more damage against Matthew Boyd, especially with that early homer from Hernandez. Only allowed 3 to this point, trying to make it through 6. Let me refresh that graphic there so it goes away. 1-1 to Seth Brown. Oh, that was a good pitch to hit. In the air to right. What a routine play. Shea down the left field line. This one is gone. Solo shot, Shea Langoliers. Holy Toledo, it's number 2 for him on the season. I don't know, Matthew Boyd's strategy is a very dangerous one. He's been throwing in the zone and just attacking all day, but his stuff really isn't great. And that's going to do it for Matthew Boyd in this one. Diamondbacks go to their bullpen and Madison Bumgarner. Oh, no. In real life, just, I don't know, a week or 2 ago, he was DFA'd despite a lot of money left on his contract. Not a great signing for the Diamondbacks. Gordon going to right field, and that was not a good jump on the baseball. Gordon's going to try to stretch this one, and he's in there with a double. 5 doubles on the year for Gordon. That's not bad here in like 13 games. Justin Dean's turn. Ooh, trying to go down the line, but just in front of it. He's only throwing 90, so we're a tick slower than even Boyd. Ooh, there was a cutter to hit. All right, going to try to salvage this one with a contact swing maybe. 1-2 from Bumgarner. And that one is down the left field line, a base hit. Gordon to third, he'll stay there. And Justin Dean delivers a single, making it 1st and 3rd with 1 down. We're pulling the ball here with these righties, managing to keep just enough of them fair. I don't know, I've always loved watching hitters just hit it down the line like that. And I think that should be... Ooh. No, never mind. I am not tagging on that. All right, Madrigal. You got a double last time. Down that left field line. Ooh, that's jammed into right. Could it fall in? No, this one does not. But we tack on another one with the Shea Langoliers solo home run. We're trying to find a way to win this game. I love this. And now, I don't want K facing the top of their order. I'll double check some ratings. Hopefully he can get through one more batter. But he has not done well against righties, and I just don't fully trust him right now. 1-1. That is through the right side. I just can't understand why he can't get him out. All right, Jake McCarthy. We got the lefty-lefty here, Rojas on deck, so I'll let him face the next 2. We do have Zach Jackson getting warm, though, so he's next in. Down the line, but foul. So I would project then Jackson faces the heart of this order, and I trust him. He's rebuilt that trust here in this season in spring training. Just trying to take care of Jake McCarthy. Got him! And a quick strike into Josh Rojas. He really is just our lefty specialist right now. They don't have as much value ever since the 3-batter minimum rules that I'm a big fan of. 0-2. Wow, I think he went. I don't know. It's a complete guess because the animation never actually matches up there. Missed inside, and 3-2 with Gurriel on deck. Here's the slider. And he missed, putting 2 aboard for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Against lefties, 48 power. He has very good batting clutch. I gotta put in Jackson. I didn't build up this 2-run lead to watch it disappear just like that. Oh, Jackson struggled against righties. Wonderful. Gurriel left center field. At least one will score, and it looks like this game's going to be tied up. Come on, man. Oh, I just love the comedic timing there from Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Fantastic. There goes the lead. Tied at 4. And now trying to keep that 5th run from scoring. That one was dangerous. 0-2. Didn't go. Block trying to advance. Langoliers got him at 3rd. They get aggressive trying to get that base when the catcher doesn't make a clean play. And Langoliers just flicks it over there. That was an Aaron Rodgers type of throw. Strike 3, inning over. Diaz has really struggled today. Let's see if we can get this lead back. Bumgarner staying in there. Bold decision on their part. I'll warm up Daniel Hudson. That's down the line, but couldn't keep it fair. He's actually been attacking a lot more challenging in this at-bat. Down and in, closer to the edges. Just buying time for that next one that catches the plate. 1-2. Ooh, that was not easy. 3-2. Battling back here with Diaz. Here is pitch number 9. No, he froze me. Strike 3 looking. Now we have Brian Anderson. 1 for 2 today. Base hit center field. Another perfect swing. Yes, leave in Bumgarner, please. Teoscar Hernandez. No! Come on! He just missed it! I was a little bit late, still in that good timing window. Wow. And that's going to leave the inning up to Seth Brown. A drive to right, he's underneath it. Back to the wall in right. Carrying. This one is caught. Right up against the fence. Here is Daniel Hudson entering in the 8th inning. What happened in his last appearance? A 15 ERA. Well, small sample sizes all around here, especially for relievers. I like to challenge that call right there, please. That's more like it. Should be strike 2. Trying to keep this game a 4-4 tie. Thankfully, though, like, we lose our starter early on, and look what the bullpen's done. They weren't perfect, but they didn't fall apart like happened last year. There's strike 3. I remember a start with Fujinami where it was like, all right, I think it was the one where he gave up all those runs early. You might be asking, which one? I can't remember. But I know we didn't have the bullpen to handle a game like this last year. We'd throw out Adrian Martinez, and it just wouldn't stop. In the air to left. Got Carey sending Anderson back, and it's over his head. Backed up by the speedy Dean. 1 out double. If you're enjoying the video today, please drop a like. Would appreciate that. Seth Brown. What? I hit circle like 3 times. He wouldn't throw it. Runners at the corners now for a 99 speed guy in Corbin Carroll. And now I'm not getting that one either. How did he not throw it? I was hitting circle. I don't count on doubling him up here. What's our defense that we're in? We're going to put the infield in here. I really want us to not allow this run. Corbin Carroll. Ooh, he chased one. A strikeout would be very helpful. He won't chase that, and the count is full. 3-2. Missed outside. They are loaded. And that'll bring up the 9-hitting Geraldo Perdomo, who already has 2 hits in this game, including a big double. We're hoping for something on the ground here. Missed low. So if we can get something sharp, likely our first play is to home, unless we're right next to a bag or in range for the easiest double play turn. He's got 53 speed here. He hit the right on the D-pad to bring up their cards, which is kind of cool. But 2-0. Gonna step off here, and that's not a pitch. I just don't want to throw a slider anymore. 2-0. Missed and nowhere to put him. Come on, Daniel. Just put it in the zone. There you go. Did he go? No, he didn't. It's just off the corner, and the Diamondbacks will take the lead. What is going on? Jake McCarthy at the plate. Still 1 away. Swung on and missed. 2-2 on McCarthy. And again full. Not the outing we hoped for from Daniel Hudson. On the ground. Gonna go home and only get 1. Yeah, Hudson just hasn't been sharp. 14 balls, 13 strikes. I think he's going to be done. I'll bring in Domingo Acevedo and see if he can finish off the inning. Base is still loaded. Wow. That was one to drive for Rojas. A lot of speed on base, too. If he can find a gap or go down the line. Finally over. Can't we just touch home plate? That's strike 3. But the Diamondbacks do manage to get the lead once again. Or actually, is that their first lead? And now we've got some work to do. 5, 6, 7 hitters up here in the 8th. Trinan 2-2 despite not locating the zone. I got to be more selective. And strike 3. Down the line, gonna twist foul, and what a catch! He made that play. It's Corbin Carroll. That's what 99 speed can do for you on defense. That was incredible. Dean goes to right center, and the catch is made. On to the 9th we go, where we're going to have to pull this off and make someone blow a save. Heart of the order up here for the Diamondbacks, and they'll start with a Gurriel extra base hit. Hustling into second base, a leadoff double. Into the air to left, and Anderson will play it on a hop. And a run will score. It's 6-4, Arizona. I was expecting better from our top relievers. Runner goes. We had Archer come in, pitch multiple innings, and did a pretty good job. We had Anthony Kay hold his own, but Hudson's been hit hard. And then Acevedo hasn't been as sharp as I'd like either. Strike 3 on Moreno. And a fly ball to Dean. Can we get 2 in the 9th? Andrew Chafin, 3 for 3 on save opportunities. Faces the 8, 9, and 1 hitters here for Oakland. Lefty-lefty to get things started with Jace Peterson. Missing away. Missing low, but getting a nice strike call. Wow. Count now 2-2. Jammed over third, dropping in for a base hit. That's lucky. Missed away, and Madrigal's ahead 2-1. Swung on and missed. He's trying to attack low. He only throws that fastball, sinker, and slider. 2-2. No! Slider way in. I really struggle with that one. We're back to the top of the order. Aledmus Diaz. Missed away, and the count is 3-1. Trying to give Anderson a chance. Missed outside. The tying run is aboard. And that'll bring up Brian Anderson. Popped him up on one pitch. It was just late. And that means the game comes down to Teoscar Hernandez. We've been facing lefties all day long. The scoring began with Hernandez belting a 2-run homer. 2 down now in the 9th. Strike 1, up and in. Swung on and missed. Let that first one go, just a wave at the higher one. 0-2. Yep, completely choked that at bat. Strike 3. Diamondbacks take it 6-4. This was tough. We couldn't get the length out of our starter in this game with the injury, so we managed to try and keep it competitive. Hit a couple home runs, but it wasn't enough. Elbow sprain. He'll be out a day or two, so don't have to make a roster move in that case. We lose that game to Arizona and come back to win in the very next game. We find ourselves at 6-9, the only team in the division under 500 at the moment. We have the 26th batting average in baseball, tied for 20th in home runs, with a team ERA at 23. Looks like Cody picked up a couple home runs. He's at 3, Seth Brown at 3 as well, with more at-bats. But not a lot of home runs overall. RBI leader, Hernandez and Brown each have 9. And for batting average leaders, for everyday players, we got Anderson, Gordon, Shea Langoliers is up there. But it's too early in the season to really get any attribute changes. Doesn't start to kick in, I think, until like the first month being complete. A few guys to watch out for. We have Madrigal, Capel, and Butler all struggling with averages around the 100 mark. Gordon, Anderson, Langoliers, Bellinger lead us in WAR on offense. For pitching, Shintaro Fujinami is not off to the best start. Looks like Paul Blackburn, though, in 21 innings is doing a fine job. Still not striking anybody out. Hudson, ERA, and WHIP are both sky high. Hogland, fantastic numbers. Hogland leads us in pitching WAR already, while Hudson and Lamet have negative WAR at this point. At AAA, Tyler Soderstrom has started strong, hitting 3 home runs already. A lot of players down there already have 2. And down at the AA level, only 5 home runs hit so far. Top average, Sky Bolt with 11 at-bats. But Aaron Don, 333, 10 hits and 30 trips, 6 RBIs, a couple stolen bases, and 4 doubles. For the pitching, our WAR leader is Cam Cope, another player that I drafted. And Cope right now has 12 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, and has only allowed 5 runs. So a 3.75 ERA, good start for him. And a lot more on the way here in the Oakland A's franchise. Hope you're enjoying the start to Season 2. I'll be back with more later this week. Please leave a like if you're enjoying your time with the series. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch you all in the next episode. Have a great day.